Hello everybody, this is Gaijin Hunter. I run a YouTube channel and a Tumblr blog that's mainly focused on my passion, which is Monster Hunter. However, I do enjoy other games, and right now I'm having a lot of fun playing Fire Emblem Fates. I live in Japan, so we already have the game. It's called Fire Emblem If. Anyway, as I was playing, I've been noticing just in the last few days that there's been a lot of stink on both Reddit and Tumblr and elsewhere about a certain character who identifies as lesbian, and the claim says that your main character drugs her into being bisexual and thus curing her gayness. Now, I couldn't believe that that's actually how it was interpreted, so I wanted to get the real side of the story. So I went ahead and I plowed through the game. I recorded everything, and I have the full interactions in Japanese for your guys' pleasure to look at and then discuss. I'm going to be providing my own fan translations, obviously, on top of this to let you know what's being said. So, some people's interpretation of the Japanese might be a little bit different, so don't take my word for gold. But I do have a history in localizing video games, and I'm pretty confident about being able to get the context of a sentence. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video, share it, discuss it, and, buy the game when it comes out. The game is awesome, so I would hate for one little character interaction to cause a stink for them. So, and as a quick note, don't hate on the people who reported this as a big problem, because they're totally entitled to their opinion and their heart is in the right place. If this was taken in the context in which they felt it was, I would be up in arms and talking about it myself. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, let me give you some context really fast. This character, who I will just call Soli, because I don't want to pronounce her name fully, which is Soreyu in Japanese, is the daughter of a character that you meet in the game who is kind of just like, an outgoing guy who likes to try to pick up girls. But I don't mean that in a bad way. He's a good guy. So eventually you hook him up with one of your female characters, and, they have some fun jokes about it, saying like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and then the girl will say, "Oh, I bet you say that to everybody." He's like, "Well, yeah, but you're especially beautiful." But in the end, he becomes incredibly faithful. I think he's been faithful the entire time. They fall in love and get married, and then they have a daughter. So this is the child that you're about to meet, who has been attacked by bad guys. So it's time to reunite with her. So this is the event where you first meet her. I'm not going to translate everything here because if it's not important. But basically she's working with these mercenaries to try to take care of these bad guy bandits that were ravaging a town. And she's like, "Hey, good job. We did a good job. They're gone. Woohoo." But of course they're not gone. So they're going to come back. Here they are. This is the bad guy. And they are pretty pissed. So they want to take her down and her group. But she's not going to give up. Like her father, she's pretty darn optimistic and she's outgoing. So the rumors that she has some weird relationship with her father are totally false. Okay, so now they're saying, "Oh my god, with this amount of enemies, we can't take them down." And she's like, "Oh, come on now. You know, it's like my father always says, in tough times you should laugh." And this goes back to a philosophy that her father taught her, which is that laughing through tough times helps you get through it even more. It gives you hope, gives you strength, that kind of stuff. So again, she has a good relationship with her father. Yeah, so she's just going on saying, "Yeah, if you're laughing, you'll find that you can overcome some pretty tough situations." And he's like, "Oh, shut up! What the hell are you talking about?" So battle starts. She's like, "Come on, bring it." So she's not afraid of stuff. So his is her father, Raswald. He's like, "Oh, it's nighttime. I wonder what all the commotion is all about." He's like, "Oh, hey, we're in trouble. The town is being attacked by bandits." "What did you say?" And they're just going to have a conversation quick about, "Oh, there's a female mercenary? Wait a second. Is that my daughter?" So he makes the connection that Soli is in the group that is defending this town. Cyrus over here is joking, saying like, "What? You have a daughter?" He's like, "Yeah, she's my daughter. Don't get the wrong idea when I said, oh, a female." So Cyrus didn't know this, so he's like, "I thought she was in a safe area, so maybe the enemies are breaking into the area that they shouldn't be. Anyways, we gotta go." So he runs off, and the battle starts. And it's a fun battle. I mean, the town is pretty complex. Okay, so in the battle, if you do get father and daughter, you can talk to her. She goes, "Father." He's like, "Are you okay, Sully?" She's like, "Yeah, of course. I'm your daughter, aren't I?" She's like, "Psh, they don't scare me at all, not even a little bit." Then he's like, "What? What's up?" She's like, sorry, I lied. They're really scary. I thought I was gonna die." So she's trying to put on a strong face, but she's realizing it's a pretty tense situation. So he's just like, "You know what? I'm happy you're alive. That's my girl. Let's go get him." Yeah. He's like, I really love seeing you as you work so hard to defend the village. I'm so proud of you." He's like, "But the battle's not over. We've got work to do." It's like, come on, you don't want to fight with a down face like that, do you? Hey, if you feel like you're going to cry, why don't you just laugh? Again, this is him with his philosophy about laughing in tough times. So he says, hey, if you're laughing, then battles become much, much easier. So he's like, there's a good smile. See, you're much more cuter when you smile. So don't take this the wrong way. He's just being an endearing father. He's not hitting on her or anything like that. Okay, this is post-battle. So he's like, oh, good job. She's like, thanks, Dad. So it's all thanks to you. I'm so happy you came to my aid. He's like, hey, I'm just happy you're okay. He's like, how the heck? I like this idea of smiling your way through a crisis. It's nice. So he's saying, why don't you come with us? She's like, oh, you're gonna let me join you? Sweet. She's like, yeah, hey, if I could fight next to my pops, that's awesome. I'll do my best. And he's like, So Cyrus is like, dude, why? And he's like, well, shouldn't you be happy if we're gonna have her join our group? And he's like, well, yeah, but she's a little different. Probably if you watch her, you'd probably get the idea. So he's just afraid that she's not going to fit in for some reason. And Cyrus is like, huh? So here goes a village girl saying, thank you so much. Thank you all you guys for defending us. Here's a little thank you from all of us. And Sylvia's like, oh, thanks. And she's like, what's wrong? Your face is all red. So basically, Sully has a thing for cute girls. Like she tries to put on this tough face, but she gets like really excited when she sees a cute girl. And it's kind of funny. And she's like, you're beautiful. You're wonderful." And the village girl is going to be like, and Sully's like, finally I met you. An angel, my angel. So she's trying to pick her up. She's giving the old pickup line, which of course is really random and funny. So the village girl probably has no idea. She's like, that face, that voice, your eyes. Oh, you're everything I want in a girl. And she didn't say girl. She's like, you're my taste. And so now you're asking, hey, you want to go out for some tea? Just the two of us. Going out for tea is a fun joke that we had with her father when he got married. I mean, they actually mean let's go out for tea. It's like let's go for a date or something, right? I mean, it's not code for something, so don't worry about that. And she's like, sure, yeah. If you want me to join you for tea, I'll go with you with tea. And she's like, sweet. She's hyped. And he's like, she's like, your daughter's talking up a girl. And he says, yeah, it's just a thing of hers. She really, really likes cute girls. And he's like, huh? She's like, yo, Pop, did you see that? Did you see it? She's showing off that she picked up a girl. She's like, see, unlike you, who you can't pick up a girl, man, I go and I ask a girl out to tea and boom, she takes it. Sweet. So she's pretty excited in a very fun, innocent way. And he's like, well, I think you succeeded because you're a girl. So of course she's going to go out with you, is what he's implying. It's a lot easier for a girl to ask another girl out. And she's like, oh, this is going to be such a fun trip. We're going to go to new places, meet new people. Oh, it's going to be so wonderful. Don't you think so, Pops? And he's like, yeah, it's going to be great. If you're having a good time, then I'm having a good time. And Cyrus is like, it's for the better. If it gives her motivation to fight, meeting cute girls. This is, it's better than her being into guys and you having to pretty much worry about it, right? Which would be totally true. Us guys know how guys are, right? To which her father laughs and says, "Ah, you got a good point there." So that's the end of their meeting. So we get this fun relationship and we find out that she's into cute girls. So the next event is when you go back to town for the first time and she gets to have a conversation with her parents. We learn a little bit more about her and her interactions with her parents. So we're going to have her talk to her mother. So she's like, "Oh, Mom, you were washing clothing. Oh, it's such great weather. Oh man, Mom, you're super cute." So she's like, it's not super sexualized, guys. Like she's just really into hot girls. So she's like, "Oh man, Mom, you're so hot." Pretty much, or you're super cute. It's funny. But it's more of an observational thing that she's making here. She's not saying like, "Let's go do it." And she's like, "Oh, come on, don't try this on your own mother." She's like, "I'm not trying to talk you up. I'm serious. Watching you move as you're washing the clothing, like you're like seriously super cute." And she's like, so what are you looking at me? You're weird." She's just teasing her like, "Wow." She's like, "Hey, I can't help it. I get aroused. Like I see cute girls and it just gets me going." I know this is a very odd conversation for the West, so or anyone for that matter. It's just bizarre writing, guys. She says, "Mom, hey, you wanna go out for tea, just the two of us?" So she's pulling her old pickup line on her own mother, which is really funny. And she's like, I wanna be next to you. You're so cute." And she's like, I got stuff around the house to do. Bye. And she's like, "No, where are you going, Mom?" So she's got a kind of a problem. She got a personality disorder. It's not that being a lesbian is a personality disorder. It's not. It's just her personality means that she literally hits on every cute girl, whether it's her mother or not. She's like, "Hey, Dad, you practicing how to dance?" He's like, Yeah. How about you, Sully?" She's like, "Oh man, I went to town and I met up like 5 different girls that I went out for tea with. Oh, it was great." Little playgirl she is. And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Wow, that's crazy." He's like, he feels totally defeated. She can pick up more girls than he can. She's like, "Don't feel bad about it. Everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses, right?" She's like, "Well, you can't dance and, well, you don't really have good sense anyways. But that's just who you are. So you picking up girls, it's the same thing." He's like, "Dude, stop digging in and making me feel worse." He's like, "Well, I can lose you. You're cute, And she's like, "Oh, you're just being a father and, you know, hey, I proposed to your wife." She's asking, "Hey, Dad, how did you propose to Mom? What words did you use?" And he's like, "Oh, come on, I don't want to talk about that. That's too embarrassing." So he's like, "Okay, well, maybe some other time." But she's saying she's just very happy that she's able to talk to her father. It's just nice for them to just shoot the shit. So she's like, "I'm just being happy to be together. Why don't we go out for tea, just father and daughter? It'll be fun." And he's like, "Yeah, let's go on battles." I just started skipping this a little bit because I realized that it's just them having a nice, endearing conversation, and it had nothing to do with the major issue on hand, which is to discover whether or not your main character essentially drugged her into being straight or bisexual. Okay, so now we're going to court her. So this is my main character trying to court her, and this is where the big debate starts. So she's going, phew. It's like, "Oh, Sully, what's up with that big sigh? Is something bothering you?" She's like, "Well, sort of." It's like, "But it's something you wouldn't understand." It's like, "Well, something I can't understand? What would that be?" She's like, "Oh, fine, I'll just tell you." She's like, I really want to be a strong and cool woman, but, I'm working really hard to do that. But, no matter how hard I try, there's one weakness that I have that I just can't get over. A weakness? Yeah, and because that weakness, I can't really be strong and cool. I mean, I don't see how I'm going to achieve it. Well, that sounds pretty serious. Like, what's the problem? She's like, I'm really weak, or I'm very susceptible to cute girls. She's like, yeah, I knew that already, but what about it? So Sully says, like, if it's a girl that is totally my type, just going near them and I get all excited and I almost feel like I'm going to fall over. So pretty much she's trying to be like more, you know, cool and strong, but she gets really weak-kneed and girly. She's like, I can't, it's just too much for me. I get so excited. The main character's like, huh? It's like, oh, come on, don't you remember the last time on our way back after that battle, like, I fell over? And he's like, oh, yeah, I remember. I thought you were hurt. Well, I was worried that you were hurt. So again, guys, some mistranslation in the sites. She's not saying that she fell over during battle, and that's why it's getting in the way of her doing battle, is that she's fallen in love with female units. She's just saying, no, it wasn't the battle. She's like, the truth is, there was a girl from the village that came to thank me, and she was so cute, and I just got weak at the knees. Oh, okay, I see. She says, I mean, that's my weakness. Like, so how can I become a strong and cool girl if I've got a weakness like this, right? So obviously this is really important to her. So my main character is like, well, I would have never suspected that you had such a problem. So she's like literally looking for advice. She's like, how can I keep a cool, straight face and not get all like, when I meet a cute girl? This is the next conversation. So hey, Sully, who are you? Oh, it's me. It's Gaijin, or your main character's name. What? But you look like a girl. It's like, looks like the plan went according to, all went according to plan. She's like, according to plan, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. This main character says, hey, you're seeing me like as if I'm a girl, right? She's like, yeah, completely. You totally look like a girl. She's like, well, there's actually a magical powder that I got, and I'm really sorry, but I kind of put it in your drink, um, and had you drink it. The power of the magic makes it so that you see everybody in the opposite gender. So you'll see men as outside yourself. So you see men as women and women as men. So Sully's like, what? What, is that why I can see you like as if you're a girl? It's like, yeah. So I thought, you had this problem with approaching girls, and so I was thinking, how can I help you out with this? So I came up to this conclusion. You're going to overcome your fear. If you have, use me, and if I look like a girl, and practice and figure out how to deal with cute girls without getting weak. It's pretty much what your character's implying here. So let me get close to you, and you just try and practice, not to fall over or get worked up. It's kind of a cute idea, isn't it? It's like, and then she's like, what? She's like, that's really great, but you're not, I do have, my own types and all that. So she's hinting that the character's not exactly her type of girl. She's like, but, it is you, after all. She's like, okay, I'm going to come a little bit closer. Take a look at my eyes. Sully takes a look, and she goes, huh? She's like, what is this feeling I'm getting? She's like, it feels really weird. Like, my heart's racing. Hey, why don't you say my name, and let's try that out. Sorry. She's like, can you say it in a higher pitched tone? So she wants you to act like a girl. She's like, come on, let's role play. Let's make this real. So your main character's like, okay, I get it. Sully. Oh, thank you for saving our town. You're so strong and cool. It's a really cute conversation. She's like, oh. He's like, well, how do you like it? I tried mimicking the cute girls in town. She's like, oh man, that was perfect. I darn near passed out. It's like, good. Well, this is a good way that we can do some special training. You want to try it again? And so he says, yeah, sure. But you know what? Can we just take a break before that? And your character's like, sure. She's like, sweet. You know, why that magic powder still has its power and effect. I'm going to go over and see that group of male soldiers. Go see how many of those nasty guys turn into a barrage of cute girls or not, is what she's hinting at here. Yeah, she's like, I wonder if these guys who have no appeal whatsoever, if I want to see what they look like as they're all transformed into cute girls. So she's being playful. She thinks that this spell is pretty funny. No, wait. No, that's not how you're supposed to use it. Sully! So again, I think it's just because the magic was put in a drink that people are getting all up in arms. I mean, if it said, "Oh, I cast a little spell on you that's going to wear off tonight," no one would say anything. But it sounds like, drug in a drink. So she's like, "Okay, hey, Sully, I was looking for you." She's like, "Oh, Gaijin, how's the special training going? How did it go?" And she's like, "Nah, it didn't work at all. No difference. When I came back from the battle, I saw, I was surrounded by cute village girls, and I just got weak at the knees. It's no good." She's like, maybe if I had I feel really bad since you went through all that trouble to get the magic powder, and we tried to do it, and your character's like, oh, don't apologize. It's no big deal. She's like, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have a dark face or get down on myself. I used to be really weak and kind of a crybaby, but my father told me just smile and laugh, and as long as you're laughing, you can get through stuff. So you know what? I decided from that day I was just gonna have a nice, clear, positive attitude and smile. And your character's like, well, you don't have to force your smile. And she's like, I'm not forcing it right now. She's like, of course, the special training didn't work, but you tried so hard to help me out, and that's made me really happy. So this smile isn't me faking it; it's real. Oh, well, that's great. That makes me very happy. You're a very special companion for me. If you ever have any other problems, just let me know, and I want to help you. And she's like, great. Maybe I'll have you help me do some more special training again. Um, she's like, even though seeing you as a girl, you're really cute. Even without the magic powder, you're really nice. So your character's like, okay, well, I'll come up with some more ideas on how to train. And she's like, sweet, looking forward to it. So this is before you now go into your marriage event, which everyone has seen, I think. So she goes, oh, there you are, Gaijin. It's like, oh, Sully, thanks for coming. She's like, so what's up? Why would you call me here? There's like nothing here. And he's like, well, there's not nothing. Look up at the sky. And she's like, the sky? Oh, yeah, this is the place where you can see the sun the most beautiful way. She's like, oh, you're right. The sun's gorgeous. He's like, just like you. Just like looking at you, looking at this beautiful sun. She's like, huh? He's like, your smile is like the sun. I want to always be near it. I want to be next to you. She's like, what? She's like, what's wrong? Did you hit your head or something? It's like, no, I'm being serious. It's like, Sully, like, I really want you to accept this. She's like, what is this, a ring? Yes. I called you here because I want to ask you to marry me. Marry? Eh? She's like, Sully, you're like the sun, and I hope you would take this ring. How sweet. Sully says, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I get it, fine. No, she's like, no, that's not what I mean. When I said I'm sorry, it's because, you're confessing your love to me, and here I am asking if you hit your head or not. That's what I meant. Oh, okay, well, you had me for a second there. And she's like, well, of course my answer is yes to your proposal. She's like, there's no other person that makes me feel like that. No other guy that makes me feel like this. Ever since that day where I saw you as a girl, I really fell for you. And your main character's like, what? So does that mean that you fell in love with just the girl, me? Or you fell in love with the girl, me? And she's like, uh-huh. He's like, uh-huh? Oh, come on. She's like, oh, don't worry. I like you even if you look like a male. Like, I love you. She's like, when I had that magic powder, I saw a bunch of other people that looked like girls. but none of them got me excited or got my heart racing like you did. So heck, I even have my heart's beating right now. Like here, touch my chest and see. And your character is like, no, 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 no. She's like, why? He's like, come on. Even if we're gonna be husband and wife, you can't just go around. You can't just touch a girl just for the hell of it. He's like, you know, I understand you feel, and I really want you to. I want to take good care of you. He's like, that's a good girl. Thank you for accepting my proposal of marriage. I promise I'll make you happy. But on the flip side, don't cheat on me with another guy, okay? He's like, well, maybe I don't have to worry about that. Haha, because she likes girls. She's like, oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna cheat on you. I will be next to you'll be my one and only forever, forevermore. And then she has a little area. I had to cut the audio here, but she's pretty much just saying, I really love you, and you make my heart beat, and I feel kind of embarrassed right now. So it's just a nice, cute little feminine moment with your main character. And then the two of you get married and you have a wonderful daughter, and life is grand. Okay, so let's talk about the issue here. So, what I see is a lot of people who don't understand the context or the feeling behind the conversations that are being had. She obviously has a very loving relationship with her father, very playful, especially in the idea of picking up girls. And she just has this, she really wants to be this almost heroic woman, but she can't do it because every time she sees a cute girl, she gets all googly eyed and weak at the knees. So your main character, in a bid to kind of help her out, said, okay, well, you can approach and talk to me just fine. So what if I use this little spell that made you look, you saw me as a girl. And then as you're talking to me, he goes like, see, you're doing pretty good. So it was almost like practice. I don't think it was anything sexually related. There's no hint in here whatsoever about the main character saying that she doesn't like guys or that, it's a trick to get her to like him. None of that's implied at all. I think it's just your character was trying to help her out, with being able to. She just doesn't have practice with girls that she knows, right? She just gets all excited by these village girls. So your character was just trying to help, and it, as a side effect, it just sort of made her, it kicked her a little bit, and she realized that she had feelings for the main character, which she never knew she did because she always reacts so emotionally to girls and not guys. So, anyways, it helped trigger off and let her know that she had feelings for this player. She was even playful with the idea, and then at the end they fell in love. And she still loves girls. She still gets really excited by them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I just don't understand what the problem is. So I think, again, the issue people are taking is that magic powder, because the game looks very real, people think of this in real world context, but you have to remember this is a fantasy game. Like, think Harry Potter, okay? If Harry Potter said, hey, I did a little spell on you during lunch, and then all the boys looked like girls and all the girls looked like guys. Hey, you said you're having a hard time talking to girls, so I thought I would, transform myself into a girl so we can practice. So it's like, it's innocent, guys. Like, I think, again, because there was that tea reference, like, hey, let's go out for tea, and then the character said, I put the magic powder in your tea, it sounds like, if you take it out of context, it sounds like, oh my god, you're drugging her drink. Which I'm against, okay? Like, in real life, you wouldn't do that. That's just wrong, that's disgusting, that's sick. But again, this is a fantasy setting, and so basically, magic powder is like a magic spell. So it's like saying, hey, I put a little spell on you and I want to help you out. And even your character apologized for it. And she was like, you know what? It's fine. It's cool. And hell, I'm going to go play with this. If all the guys look like girls, I'm going to go have fun with this for the rest of the day. And again, it wasn't sexually related at all. It was just, overcoming, your anxiety, so to say. I think that's the best way of putting it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. I'm sure people will write out the scripts in Japanese and translate it a little bit better. I just wanted to really just cover it very real and let you guys know the full situation of how it's going. So don't get up in arms, okay? Like, don't go drugging people. That's wrong, but that's not really what's going on here. And play Fire Emblem when it comes out. The game is unfreaking believable. And if you like Monster Hunter and you haven't played Monster Hunter before, check out my channel. I've got tons of videos, and I would love to help introduce Monster Hunter to more people as well. Anyway, that's me rambling, so I hope you enjoyed, and happy hunting, happy girl hunting, happy tea hunting. See you later.